So we can have non-constant members in enumeration. That's how we can have various constructors in enumeration. We already have seen the default constructors in enumeration in the previous video of this session. In this video, we will do a complete study in enumeration constructors. Namaste everyone, I am Gyan and you are watching the session 15 of Java and Web, Enumeration in Java. Both default and parameterized constructors can be defined in enumeration. Normally, we do not define any constructor inside enumeration. But if we do not provide any constructor, then in this case, compiler provides a private constructor to the enumeration. If we define our constructor, then it will be always private, even if we do not specify any modifier. That's why we cannot create object of enumeration in other classes. All these 3 points we already have seen in the previous video of this session. We already have seen this example in the previous video of this session. Link of that video is given in the video description below. Here for now, I will not discuss the concept behind it. Let's start our discussion on concept of parameterized constructor in enumeration. Here we have the Java file example.java which contains an enumeration year and a class example. At this time, ignore the various constants of enumeration year. Just ignore them. After that, we have the non-constant member of the enumeration year, the variable value of type integer. In the enumeration year, we have two constructors. One is the default constructor and other one is the parameterized constructor. In the default constructor, we are assigning the value 66 to the instance variable value. But in the parameterized constructor, we are assigning the value of x to the instance variable value. The parameterized constructor is accepting an integer value as its parameter. Then after we have the instance method getValue which returns integer. The method getValue returns the value of the variable value. Now look at the constants of the enumeration. With some constants, we are providing opening and closing parentheses. In between opening and closing parentheses, we have various integer values. You can see here. Actually, with the various enumeration constants, if we use opening and closing parentheses, then we are actually using the parameterized constructor of the enumeration. We know that various constants are static members of the final class here, and these static members are the reference variables of type year. With these four constants, the four objects of type year will be created, whose references will be stored into these reference variables. All those four objects will have instance variable value. So whatever the number we pass between these parentheses, that number will be stored into the corresponding value of the given object whose reference is stored into the reference variable second. If you are not getting my words, you must should watch the previous videos of this session. The link of the session 15 enumeration is given in the video description below. Similarly, 94 will be stored into the instance variable value of an object whose reference is stored into the reference variable first. Then 86 will be stored into the instance variable value of an object whose reference is stored into the reference variable fourth. Here in the case of third, we are not using any opening and closing parentheses. So here we are using the default constructor. That's how the instance variable value of an object whose reference is stored into the reference variable third contains the value 66. After that we have the class example. In the class example we have the method main. In the method main, we have created an array object of type year which contains various constant values. Second, first, fourth and third. Reference of this array object will be stored into the reference variable y. After that, we are iterating through the year array and collecting each value of the year array into the variable x one by one. Finally, by using the variable x, we are printing the variable x that will print second, first, fourth and third. Then we are printing a space. Then we are printing x dot value. X dot value means the value of the variable value corresponding to current value of x. So for second, it will print 78. Then we are calling the method getValue by using the reference variable x. It will return the value 78. So here again we print 78. Then after we are printing x dot ordinal. Ordinal means position of a constant into the enumeration. And the ordinal number starts with 0. So if x is second, then x dot ordinal is 0. Because the constant second appears here at the first position. That's how the output will be second 78 78 0, first 94 94 1, fourth 86 86 2 and third 66, 66, 3. We can use parameterized constructor in enum, then can pass parameter to enum constants. Here we are actually passing the parameter to the enum constants. Let's try this code practically. Open example.java, and this is the same code as we have seen. Try to compile this code. Java C example.java. It compiles fine. Now run it. Java example. It runs fine and printing the corresponding output. Actually, the enumeration having constants with parameters gets converted like this. Like public static final year second is equal to new year 78. And here we call our parameterized constructor. The constructor of an enumeration is always private. We cannot change it to protected or public. That will cause a compile time error. Let me try this code. Open example.java once again and write here protected. Try to compile this code. Java C example.java. It throws an error. Modifier protected not allowed here. Try to use here public. Write here public. Now again try to compile this code. Java C example.java. Compiler throws an error. Modifier public is not allowed here. Again write here private. Private. Try to compile this code. Java C example.java. It compiles fine because the visibility mode private is allowed with enumeration constructors. Even if we do not provide any visibility modifier here, by default the constructor will be private. Try to compile this code. Since the constructor is private, so it compiles fine. Let's pass the class file corresponding to the enumeration to java p command. Type here java p -p year.class. You can check here we have two private constructors. Private default constructor is here and private parameterized constructor is here. Even if you do not provide any visibility modifier to the constructor in enumeration, by default they are private. That's all for this video guys. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe my channel on YouTube, like my page on Facebook and leave your valuable comments in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.